All right, so let's get ready to go into the book of Jubilees.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Jubilees. And Prophet, where we at? What chapter we start?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I thought we were in Genesis.
Yeah, we're going to start in the book of Jubilees, in chapter 11.
And if you don't mind, I like the precept that white lie.
Okay.
And what you said, Elder, as far as the Most High hate lies. In Proverbs chapter 6, beginning at verse 16, there are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness, which again is a lie, who pours out lies. Well, there it is. A false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. So if you want to say, that's why that definition that you'll find in Google or in this world's reference to what a white lie, I mean, just to even distinguish a white lie as being something that's harmless, it totally comes against the scriptures as we see here, because these are things that the Lord hates.
Exactly. All right, come on, prophets. And brothers, I want to correct it. We're going to start with some knowledge and some history on Shem. Okay, when Noah and his sons came out of the ark, they populated the earth with their wives, right? He had 3 sons. Let's review those sons' names. He had a son by the name of Shem, Ham,
right,
and Japheth. Right? Those 3 sons populated the earth. And in the story, the Most High gave each one of the sons a certain space of land, a certain piece of land.
Right.
Okay. We know that Ham stole some of Shem's land.
Right.
Throughout the story. Okay. He got cursed for it. They got in trouble for it. Okay. Let's start with let's go into the book of Genesis in the King James Version of the Bible. The book of Genesis, chapter 11. Okay. Let's start at verse 11. Now, when Adam and Eve committed the unforgivable, when they fell into sin, it affected the whole generations of the earth. It affected everything. The animals, the earth, us. It affected everything. The whole world was turned upside down. Okay, authority was given to the enemy on that day. But it also decreased man's lifespan. Okay. Prophet, start reading chapter 11, verse 10 here.
These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood.
So after the flood, at 100 years old, Shem had a son?
Yes, Arphaxad.
Okay.
And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years and begat sons and daughters.
Wait a minute. What did you say, prophetess? Read verse 2 again.
And you mean 11?
Uh-huh.
And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years and begat sons and daughters.
So right there, we know that's 600 years, ain't it? He's been on the earth, right?
He lived after that. 500, so it's 600 years.
Okay.
Verse 12, and Arphaxad lived 35 years and begat Salah. And Arphaxad lived after he begat Salah 403 years and begat sons and daughters.
Now they begat sons and daughters. Now, mostly when you see it in the telling of the generations, they usually don't speak of the daughters here. Okay. Right. But they're letting you know that they will be begetting sons and daughters. This is how the earth was being populated. Keep going, brother.
And Salah lived 30 years and begat Eber. And Salah lived after he begat Eber 403 years.
So at the age of 30, he had a son.
Right.
He had him in his early age, didn't he? Okay.
And begat sons and daughters. And Eber lived 430 years and begat Peleg. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years.
Eber.
Mm-hmm.
Eber is the father of the Hebrew people.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And begat sons and daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18. And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Reu. And Peleg lived after he begat Reu 209 years and begat sons and daughters. And Reu lived 32 years and begat Serug.
Now, what do we see here? What's the pattern here? The lifespan is getting
decreasing.
It's decreasing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy to live 200 years.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
And Reu lived after he begat Serug 207 years and begat sons and daughters. Mm-hmm. And Serug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. Mm-hmm. And Serug lived after he begat Nahor 200 years and begat sons and daughters. Mm-hmm. And Nahor lived 29 years and begat Terah. And Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years.
119 years?
Mm-hmm. And begat sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran.
Who did he begat?
Terah begat Abram.
Abram. This is Abraham's name before he became Abraham. That's Abram. His father was what? What was his father's name?
Terah.
Okay.
Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begat Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarah, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and the father of Ishkah. But Sarah was barren, she had no children. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran, his son's son, and Sarah his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years.
205 years.
And Terah died in Haran.
Okay. So right here we see that marriage was institutional even before the Ten Commandments.
Absolutely.
There was a such thing as marriage before it was even institution written in tablets and stone before man got the laws. It was institutionalized, right, Prophet?
Right.
They were married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what I want to do is bring out the similarities or the exact strengths on the book of Genesis compared to the book of Jubilees. Okay. How is Sarah's name spelled here in Genesis?
Sarai. It's Sarai. It's Sarai. Sarai.
Sarai, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go into the book of Jubilees. Bear with us, brothers. We're back and forth. We're looking at how exact the word is. Let's go into the book of Jubilees here.
Mm-hmm. Where?
Okay.
Is it a chapter?
Yeah, it's a chapter. Yeah, we're going to the book of Jubilees. Well, it's set out also in the book of Jubilees.
Did you have a chapter where we can read from?
Give me 1 second here. All right. Yeah.
Well, didn't both of them have a name change? Abram and Sarai, right?
Right.
Or
right.
Did he change, or did he just change?
The Most High changed.
He changed both of their names, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So I wanted to bring that out in the book of Jubilees, that the name was the same like it is in Genesis.
Okay.
Sarai. Yeah, in the book of Jubilees, it's just worded a little bit. The chapters is a little bit off here like that.
Okay. I couldn't get close.
Right.
Got an idea.
All right. Let's go into the book of Jubilees, chapter 13. Chapter 13. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, and there it is, prophets. All praise
Right.
due to the Most High. We'll start at verse 13. Chapter 13, verse 13.
And it came to pass when Pharaoh seized Sarai,
Uh-huh.
the wife of Abram.
All right, now, hold it right there, prophets. How do you spell the word Sarah there?
Sarai.
This is in the book of Jubilees. It's a little bit more ahead of us in the story, so I want the prophets to read it. We're going to get to that. So let's go right back over to the book of Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Jubilees is history recorded by our forefathers, okay? And it goes along with the King James Version Bible. It's more in depth, a more in-depth story of what happened here in Genesis.
Right, which is why it's called Baby Genesis.
Baby Genesis, exactly, prophet. Okay. Exactly. Prophet, where do you lead off in Genesis?
We're in chapter 12 of Genesis.
Chapter 12? Okay. Okay, so let's get ready to go into it here. Let's go to chapter 12, and we're going to start here at verse 11. We know that Abram, you know who his father was. We know where he came from, out of the line of Shem and all of that, okay? But now we're going into the telling of what happened here. Abraham's lie. And it started here in Egypt. That's where it started at. Where you at, Papa? You're in chapter 12?
Right.
And verse what?
We're going to start at verse 9.
Okay.
And Abraham journeyed going on still toward the south. And there was a famine in the land. Mm-hmm. And Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there. For the famine was grievous in the land.
So there was a famine in the land where Abram was at. So he went into Egypt. Egypt stored their food. They did different things. So he went into Egypt, right, prophet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Verse 11, and it came to pass when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said to Sarai, his wife, Behold, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. Okay. Now, this is Abram in his mind now. Now, look, brothers, he's a man. He's walking on the earth, right? Mm-hmm. He knows how the men act. He knows it. He knows what's going on around him. He's not stupid, right? And he's new walking this walk with the Most High. His faith has to he didn't just jump automatically perfect before the Most High. He had to build up his faith. Right. We got to build up our faith. We got to get to that point where we put all trust with the Most High. Mm-hmm. But until then, it's a journey, isn't it, prophet? Yes. That's what this story is telling. It's a journey. Right. Sojourn. It's a sojourn. Yeah. It's a sojourn. It's a journey. So it's a certain point of time that the Most High will deliver us from our doubts, our own doubts. Mm-hmm. And in between that, the frailties of man, the realness of man, it's going to show. Mm-hmm. It's going to come out. Every man of God had their points of weakness. David, Solomon, Saul, Jacob, all of them. Mm-hmm. Even Yeshua. Even Yeshua. In the Garden of Gethsemane. Mm-hmm. He had his point of weakness. He didn't sin. No. But he had a moment of weakness. Yes. And he prayed through it. He had to build up his faith to give up his life. Didn't he ask Father if it be so, have this cup pass from me? Right. So that let you know it was a fear there. Why would you want something to skip over you? Because you have fear. I mean, and that's where we see that he was actually man. He was actually a man. But this is Abraham. This is the father of faith. Right. That later on he gets this title, father of faith. But here is where the faith was like a mustard seed. Right. Like it's about to hit the fan. Now, look, brothers, we're real men on the earth. We're real women on the earth. We know the surrounding of people here in Babylon. We know how the people around us treat us. But the focus to this is to trust in the Most High. Him that endures to the end shall overcome. Okay. All right. Go ahead, prophets. Keep reading. Verse 13. Mm-hmm. Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister. Now, go ahead. Go ahead, Sarah. Say you my sister. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because you know what? It's always been a trait of the enemy taking our women. Mm-hmm. They're beautiful. They're goddesses. That's what they are. They're queens to us. The Most High say they're the apple of his eye. They're the daughter of Zion. Our women are beautiful and always have been. It's a beauty that rivals any other woman on the earth. Abram knew this. He knew this. And he knew how men acted. He knew it. Keep reading, prophet. middle of verse 13, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my